Moving together is a way of making people's dreams into a reality when they can't do it for themselves. We've got such a cool community with these Vespas that we wanted to give back. We wanted to help me and one of my good friends and customers. We're very interested in like an overhauling style thing where we would collect the bike from the person and take it back to the shop, and without their knowing, rebuild and make this incredible bike. I had this individual in mind for a while for something like this. I just never really knew how to get there, and there was, in my eyes, there was nobody else that was more deserving for this sort of thing. We were all 100% on board with Liezl was the person we wanted to do this for. The hard part was going to be to pry the bike out of her hands without her knowing what we were doing. So I came up with a story that there was somebody who wanted her specific bike and was willing to part with a slightly better spec bike than what she had.
I wanted to find out if you would be interested in getting a running P200E as opposed to keeping the LML.
Okay, what color is it?
It's yellow.
Oh God, I'm still a bumblebee.
I made the offer that I would liaise and all that sort of thing. I would come and collect her bike, take it back to the shop, clean it up a little bit and everything, and then when the guy came round, then he could have a look at the bike and when we could decide what was going to happen. I told her very little, and thankfully she trusted me enough to let me just come and grab the bike, and I left it at that and left her hanging quite a lot. And then yeah, as a result of me leaving her hanging, she kept coming into the shop. Like, she would just randomly drop in. There were 2 visits in particular where she rocked up. The first visit, she got to the driveway. I immediately knew who it was when I saw the car at the gate. We actually were busy washing half of the parts for her bike right where she was going to park. So I ran down, pretended that the gate wasn't opening for whatever reason, and everybody was scrambling, moving parts around and everything. I sort of like ushered her up towards the Wendy, away from the garage and away from the bikes. And then the second visit, we actually caught on camera. We were busy filming a few things, and the next thing, she rocked up at the gate. We had to push the bike around the corner and quickly hide away while somebody else was distracting her, and there was like this whole buzz of, oh man, this thing is about to get blown wide open. But we managed to keep it a secret. She didn't have a clue. We got the bike in, and I don't actually know how she was continuing to keep it alive because it was so close to not running. So we upgraded her bike to a 200cc. We upgraded the clutch, we upgraded the carb, we upgraded the gear cross to BGM gear cross and kickstart gears and all that sort of stuff. Replaced bearings where necessary, did seals, all of the O-rings and everything, and put the motor back together. And then rounded it off with the Pellini box exhaust. So it's got a really, really strong motor, but it's a good touring motor, which is what she needs. Something else that we did that we were quite excited about was we upgraded to 200 gearing. So rebuilt the cush drive with 200 gears. So now the bike can cruise comfortably at high speeds, highway speeds, which is what she's after. She wants to be able to hop on the bike and ride and cover distance and not be wringing the bike's neck doing that. It can do it comfortably. Vespa sees a lot of sand roads, it sees a lot of dirt, it sees a lot of riding with big adventure bikes. So we knew we needed to address that. Brakes were first on the list. New disc brake on the front, pads, new brakes in the rear. Next thing was traction. So we pulled off the Michelin S1s that she was using and we fitted a set of Duro knobbly tires. We pulled out the standard LML suspension and retrofitted a set of carbon adjustable suspension front and rear. Now she can tweak it a little bit stiffer if the bike is loaded. And then there were a bunch of other things like lights. We changed out the headlight to a low wattage LED, and then we fitted a set of spots onto the front carrier rack and the spots have a dims and a brights function so that you can ride with just the LED if you want to conserve energy, or you can flick a switch, put it onto dims, and then you've got a nice cast dims light, which is yellow as well, which is really nice for fogs. And then you can flick it to brights, and then that turns into a bright white light, which lifts up the light line as well, so that casts a lot further forward. Another one of the big things that she wanted is she's always wanted a loud hooter. We put a big air horn on the front fender that's activated through the standard switching and everything. And then another one of the things that we fitted was a charging port. We've got 2 USBs that fit on the glove box that are activated via a switch. The other thing that we realized is once we fitted all of these electrical components that the battery was going to take a lot of strain. So we upgraded to a larger deep cycle gel battery. And then we also integrated a charging unit. It's the first time that I've ever done this. The charger is built into the bike, it's underneath the tank. And we basically just have a little hole on the side of the tank underneath the seat where the plug comes out. And it's an AC plug, so you plug it into the wall and the bike charges. The other large thing that we did for her that I felt was important was a top case. The top case is removable, so during the week, using it for errands around town and that sort of stuff, it's nice. You can put your helmet in it and lock it up and it's safe. On long trips, you can pack your top case with your clothes, with your essentials and all that sort of stuff. And then when you get to wherever you're going for the night, you just hit a little button, the top case pops off, and it's a carry case. And you can walk inside with your suitcase. It's really easy to use, and I just felt like she deserved that. It was something that was a nice touch. There were some scratches on the side panels and on the front fender from previous whoopsies and that sort of stuff. So Ryan at Custom Creations generously stepped in and said they'll cover paint. We stripped off the side panels, we stripped out the front end of the bike and pulled the fender off and dropped off a couple of other parts that needed paint, like the racks and the front jerry can and that sort of stuff. He recoated those in a matching black, and the yellow that we used he duplicated as well, so we didn't need to repaint other parts. Then Taryn at Nib and Bristle generously offered a sticker kit / design, which was fantastic. We just let her run with it. We basically said to her, we need a B, we need the colors to be black, white and yellow, we need a checkered flag incorporated somewhere, and it would be nice to incorporate the hexagon that the Piaggio logo uses, as well as the LMLs. And she came back with this phenomenal design and printed out the roundels. We stuck them onto the bike, and they look incredible. And she sponsored that, as well as a small package for Liezl for her business moving forward, where she can use that for either advertising going forward or for stickering for her car, or for business cards or whatever she sees fit, which I thought was a really nice addition from Nib and Bristle. So thank you very much for that. One of our customers is involved with the food chain, and he offered that instead of giving money, he would offer a shopping cart full of groceries, which is such a cool idea, because it means that now she can basically go through there, fill up her trolley, take that stuff home, and the money that she would have spent on groceries, she can now spend on other stuff for her bike, and she can do it the way that she wants to. It just frees up a little bit of cash for her to be able to use on the fun stuff. So thank you so much again for that as well. The largest thing with this project was we needed to be able to rely on the community. I decided to contact a couple of key people in the community that I thought if we were going to rely on, we could rely on them. And gave them a shout, told them what we were doing and all that sort of stuff. And everybody, the response was overwhelming. So we had a good couple of people, I'm going to keep it all anonymous, that contributed very generously. Everybody gave a little bit. We had numerous contributions from loads and loads of different people. So I just want to extend a thank you to our community for being so cool and such an awesome group of people. A lot of people knew Liezl, but a lot of people didn't. The people that knew her were so excited that we were giving this to her because she deserved it. But the people that didn't know were just as excited because they heard the story, they heard what we were doing, and they just wanted to be a part of it. So thank you so much to the Vespa Club of South Africa, to all of our customers, all of our friends that we've made over the years. It's been phenomenal, and we will be doing this again. So if you want to contribute, you're more than welcome to contact us at the shop, and we will happily take anything that you have and put it towards the next build. The last final thanks goes out to Warp Studios. So all of this transpired while we were busy shooting, and Kyle was sitting there listening to all of this, and he was just, I think he was a little bit touched by this whole story and how ready this community was to contribute. And he very kindly sort of came up to us and was like, look, well, if everybody's contributing, then he'll contribute as well. So this video that you're watching was kindly contributed by Warp Studios as well. And I think it's so cool that this story just follows through every time. Like every time we tell somebody about what's happening, everybody's just like, well, how can I help? And how can we contribute? And not once has there been somebody who's sort of been like, oh, I don't know if I want to, or the second it gets brought up, everybody was on board. And for me, it's just affirmation that like what we're doing is true. What we're doing is something that resounds with everyone. And I hope it carries on like that. I hope that everybody is still just as excited 6th, 7th bike down the road that we're doing for somebody. So I spun Liezl a story again, and I said to her, look, it didn't work out and the guy doesn't want the bike and everything, but I've managed to get it running. I'm gonna come pick you up and you can ride it home. So I go pick her up, bring her through to the shop, we open up the garage door, and here's the brand new bike.
No! Wow!
That's a good ride.
No!
Little baby.
I can't do this. Tony, why?
Because you deserve
Of all
it.
the people, you deserve it.
Here's your wheels, eh? Shiny and new. Looking forward to seeing all the new adventures you're going to have.
Yes, no more
Sure.
excuses.
Yes.
No more getting stuck on the side of the road.
Absolutely. And lots of adventures.
Oh my, I can't believe it. Sure.
So, yeah.
It's because you brought us soup yesterday.
I should have brought you soup 6 months ago. Tony, she's beautiful. I can't get over this.
What do you think?
I love the knobblies. So guess what? I turn 55 in November, and there's a RA that I'm spending, which I shouldn't be. But I'm going to do the Namibia trip
Yeah,
because I've got my knobblies now.
absolutely.
Unsupported solo. I hope there lots of. Oh God, look at it. Turn. I can't.
Go look.
Yes.
So we do the reveal, and it goes down amazingly. And Liezl was moved. We all were. There were a lot of tears. There were a lot of people that were choked up. And I think it took a little bit of time for everything to settle in and for her to realize what's actually happening here.
I couldn't understand why he said I've taken it to polish it. you know, for this big bike swap. Oh no, oh, look at this. No wonder you're so insistent on the bumblebee. Okay? Oh, you guys. I can't understand why people want to do it. It's just,
Because you love your bike so much.
Because you're such a good symbol of what these things are about.
Yeah, when you start telling people how you go on these solo rides and get stuck on the side of the road, you do the off-road things, you help other people when they need help.
Absolutely, it's about time that
You
comes
stop
back to
and
you.
load a delivery boy into the back of your Jimny to help him out.
Good people should get good things.
Yeah.
And your character at every ride just makes what Vespa's all about.
There we go.
Absolutely. So everybody was so touched, everybody said without a doubt.
cheers guys, love you.
let us know if you think you know somebody who's deserving, and we will put them into the pot, and we'll be surprising somebody soon with another build.